when we go back in time, we know what year it was by what motorcycle we were riding. And I remember road racing a CBR 900, a 93 CBR 900R at the time, and it was a brand new bike that had come out. Mike Trainer, the founder of the foundation, had come down, and he was a bit of an avid motorcyclist and ex-racer himself. He actually come out to Texas World Speedway and watched me race, and the following weekend we had our first event. And I still have that motorcycle, but what I don't have and what we don't have and some of the families don't have are dozens of stars that used to be with us up here on the stage. And that's why we have to continue the fight that we're fighting. And we couldn't do it without your help and support. We continue to lose kids, and no child should have to hear that you have cancer. No parent should have to hear your son or daughter has a brain tumor. So that's what we're fighting. That's what we're raising funds for. And you guys, we couldn't do it without your continued support. So I just want to say thanks for being here. Please continue to come. If you had a good time today, please promise to come back next year with more friends and family, more motorcycle enthusiasts that you know to bring out here so we can make things bigger and better. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate everything you do.
Okay, kids, help Ronnie undo this check so we can show everybody. oh. There we go, guys. Let's see that number. $92,000, over $92,000. Boom, take a picture of that.
Well, the Ride4kids benefits the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation of America.
I met Ronnie Lunsford through Ride4kids in 2020. This was our first event after my daughter's diagnosis of pineoblastoma. It's a brain tumor.
After I finished racing, I started teaching a motorcycle school, and at one point we had some Honda affiliation, and we immediately got affiliated with the Ride4kids Foundation. And then, of course, Ronnie and Janet were both big parts of that here in Houston, huge parts of it.
He'd be the first guy there, the last guy to leave. He worked on this all year, every year, and he, in 4 different years, not consecutively, 4 different years, raised $1.2 million.
Ronnie wanted to make sure everything was ready to go, and he was very punctual. He says, hey, we need to be up and we need to be going at 5:30 in the morning. What? 5:30? But he wanted to be out and he wanted everything ready to go. When you showed up, everything was ready.
Ronnie and Janet were two that were just nonstop, trying to do everything they could to help raise more money, make each year bigger and better than the year before. And it was great to be a part of it and great to see something that Ronnie was so emphatic about, that's for sure.
I knew him for just a short amount of time, but I felt like I've known him forever. Whenever he talked with me, he made me feel like, we're in this together, as if we've been, known each other forever. He was kind, and he had sent me an email, and he said, we have raised, that the Houston chapter has, Hog One chapter had raised like over $4.5 million. He said, but it will never be enough as long as the battle continues, it will never be enough. And that meant a lot to me, for someone to have that kind of heart.
Ride4kids, I don't think will be the same. We're all going to do our best to make it as good as it's always been and try and carry on Ronnie's tradition. But Janet's still going to be there. She's going to be pushing it, and look forward to going to one of the rides and being part of doing as much for those kids, such deserving kids too. And Ronnie loved each and every one of them, that's for sure.
But at the same time, every year you could see it killed him because some of the kids didn't make it, and he'd have to talk about it, and it took him. So every kid that died, a little bit of him died with him.
we're going to miss him so much that I don't think it can be described.
He welcomed everybody to his world, you know, and I can't say enough good things about him and his life and his passion.
To honor a man that's been a huge influence on the motorcycle community.
This world should miss him, yeah.
I wish there was more people like Ronnie in the world. It'd make it a better place.
Just the guy had such an impact on people around him. Going to be greatly missed.
It's very few people that you'll meet in this life that has done so much good in the world, and I'm so glad for having to have known him. And I know that there are thousands of families that don't even know him, that do not realize what he's already done for them.
You know, there was one thing in life that when you went to Northwest Honda, they had a refrigerator in the parts department that was always stocked with water and cold Coors Lights. And one thing you didn't do is drink the last cold Coors Light, because that was Ronnie's.